Good morning, my name is Brinkenhausenbacker.
Today, we're going to read out of the Bible.
Yay!
What is the Bible about, children?
Jesus!
And what is the New Testament about?
Jesus!
Today we're talking about the book of John. Who knows who wrote the book of John?
Oh, Jesus!
Anyone else?
Oh, pick me.
Casey.
John!
Good job! You guys are so smart. How is John different from the other three Gospels?
John was the only disciple that killed Goliath and used the jawbone of the donkey to kill all the lions in the lion's den.
Not quite. Yes, Aaron.
It's non-synoptic.
Very good. And why is that?
Geography. Because John places most of Jesus' ministry in Jerusalem and Judea.
Good job, Benji.
It's Benjamin. B-E-N-J-A-M-I-N.
And what else?
Chronology. John takes us back to the southern ministry of before the imprisonment of John the Baptist.
Good job. What else?
Diction, because John has a very distinct and unusual and unique style, like me.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Very good, class. Now we're going to start by reading in John chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. Now, children, it's stated in the Dead Sea Scrolls that the forces of light and darkness were engaged in mortal combat. The light was predestined to win. There came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to every man was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who he gave the right to become children of God, children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or husband's will, but born of God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth.
Yay!
Okay, class. Now I'm going to tell you of one of the signs that Jesus did. He changed the water into wine. This is in John chapter 2.
On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine." "Dear woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied, "My time has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine.
And that was the very first of Jesus' signs in the book of John. All right, class. Now we're going to talk about one of Jesus' other miracles. This is the one with the paralytic of Man.
Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for a feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there who had been invalid for 38 years, when Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?"
Sir,
The invalid replied,
I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. When I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me.
Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked.
Now, children, in John, Jesus states, "I am the bread of life. I am light of the world. I am gate for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I am resurrection and life. I am the way, the truth, and life. I am the true vine." And then that ends our discussion for today, class. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mrs. Brinkenhausenbacker.
Bye.
Hi, Mom! Hi! Oh! No, stop!
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street?